a celebrity anchor par excellence. Performed live on stages in Mumbai with the legends of Bollywood playback singers Udit Narayan, Alka Yagnik, Kumar Shanu Adnan Sami, rubbed shoulders with stars like cricketer Srishant, Muhammad Azharuddin, Shashi Tharoor, Malayalam superstar Mohanlal and many more. Managing partner of Encore Furniture and Eventa Broadcasting Corporation. And now we proudly present you Parag Makhecha.
It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk us about Opportunities Unlimited. Mr. Parag Makhecha, a multi-faced personality, having earned his scholarship in quality management from Tokyo, Japan. Parag Makhecha, an entrepreneur, TV presenter, motivational speaker, fashion designer, and an accomplished master of ceremonies. He is the owner of Encore Furniture, Kannur, and Eventa Broadcasting Corporation, Mumbai. He was a student of Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Kannur, and president of Chinmaya Alumni, and actively participating with Chinmaya Mission, Kannur. He is socially active and involved in organizations like the Notary International, North Malabar Chamber of Commerce, etc. Handing over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Pooja, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. It's so nice of you. And I have to thank Dr. Bimal for taking the efforts and inviting me to be a part of today's session. Thank you so much, Dr. Bimal, the Associate Professor for MCA students. So thank you so much, Bimal, and thank you for playing that wonderful audio video for me. I have been a student of Chinmaya Vidyalaya, and I'm always very happy to be a part of Chinmaya anytime, anywhere, especially with the blessings of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, who has always been a visionary for all of us. And it's always a pleasure to be part of Chinmaya, and it is his blessings that is taking Chinmaya to this kind of level that it is today. So thank you, Bimal, once again for inviting me to be a part of Chinmaya, which I've left some time back. But the education that I received in Chinmaya is still with me today and taking me a long way. My mother's blessings, the education at Chinmaya is taking me a long way. Thank you so much. Wake up to your opportunity clock and not your alarm clock, is what I personally believe. Wake up to your opportunity clock and not your alarm clock. Opportunities unlimited. This is what we are trying to talk today, we're trying to discover today, and we're trying to understand the opportunities around us that we need to understand. Opportunity is there everywhere that you look. Every single corner, you will find an opportunity. Well, there's a beautiful saying, for the pessimist, rain means weeds. And for an optimistic person, rain means flowers. Similarly, if you look around, you can find opportunities or you can find challenges. It's left to you, it's left to your mindset. And trust me, my dear friends, let me address you as young ladies and gentlemen and not as students, because very soon you will be entering the big world, and some of you actually may have I am reminded of what Puja Gurudev has said. Swami Chinmayananda has said lovingly and wonderfully said, very wonderfully said. The youth in this country is not useless. It is used less. And the youth in this country is not careless, it is careless. These are the golden words of Swami Chinmayananda, and how beautifully he has said. The youth today is a very, very powerful weapon for any organization, any country, or even for themselves. We always say we have a youth icon, and we are all youngsters raring to go. Now, let me tell you one thing. How an opportunity can come your way. I am told that most of you are MCA students and MBA students, and you have been taught about all the opportunities coming your way. Now, I will just share a little bit of what happened to me once I finished my school. I finished my school. I go home that day, that evening after the results were out. My father asked me, all right, so you got results, now what do you want to do now? So he told me, what is your plan? What is your future? What's your plan? Well, I said, I want to join science. Why? Well, why? What do you mean by why, Dad? Because all my friends, Ajay, Vishag, Anita, my sister, Manisha, all of them are joining science, so I should be joining science. So that is when my father told me that I did not know that you want to be a doctor or an engineer. I said, no, never, never. I want to be a businessman. There is an opportunity in businessman. So that is when my father told me, if you want to be a businessman, then in my opinion, in my suggestion, you must take up commerce. I am not thrusting upon you. I am not forcing you, but as a father, it is my responsibility to guide you. You may take it, you may not take it. I said, all right, Dad, let me go for commerce. And that's how I'm a commerce student. Now, when I took up commerce, I already decided to be a businessman. All right. And luckily for me, I'm again reminded of a beautiful saying, people who don't mind their own business either have no business or no mind. And luckily for me, my father has a lovely business and a beautiful mind. So he minds his own business. So fortunately for me, I did not have to take my biodata, my resume, my profile, and hunt a job. It was on a platter. My father has a good business. I joined the business, and yes, I'm a big businessman. I sit in my office, and what do? Ring the bell, everything happens to me. But as and when I started entering the business, I realized that when you are handed things on a platter, that is not enough. You need to earn it. You need to understand the opportunities lying around you. Now, some of you have done MCA. You want to probably go for a job. You want to get a career in the computer area. You want to go for the startup. You want to go and make software or probably an application and probably make yourself known to the world. And today, huge opportunity, especially in the world of COVID, we saw this Google Meet and this Zoom meeting, which was not there some time back. As popular as it was there, but now this is an opportunity to have a meeting face to face. I remember being invited to Chinmaya personally, but today we have it on a Zoom or a Google Meet or on social media. This is an opportunity again in the world of digital world. Now I'll tell you how an opportunity can be got. I was into business, furniture business. I like my business. I love my business. But somewhere down the line and somewhere down the line, I am always a person who loves to be on stage. I love to be on stage. I like to do my anchoring. I like to do my stage shows, my live performances. That is what I love to do. Now, I'm in a place called Cananore in Kannur. And people say there are no opportunities. Well, I agree to disagree with that. Huge opportunities. Now, this is my chosen field. I'm giving an example of what happened to me. IPL cricket started, and that opened up a huge door for opportunity for so many people like me, and we grabbed the opportunity. We grabbed the opportunity, and I started doing my IPL cricket shows. Today in the world, you need to understand one thing. We have been taught in school survival of the fittest. But I must tell you, in the modern world that we are, it is survival of the quickest. You got to be quick to locate and find your opportunity. Understand your opportunity. Attitude. The most important thing that you will ever carry with you, along with you, apart from all the education in the world, is your attitude. Your attitude to look at the brighter side of life. Attitude to understand that there are challenges that you need to overcome. Attitude to no matter what the world says, you believe in yourself and you will go forward and find that little opportunity waiting for. I must tell you that nobody in this world, whatever you do in your life, whatever you write, sing, play, act, nobody wants to copy you or slander you unless and until your work is stamped with the seal of a genius. You got to be that damn good. You have to be that damn good to survive in today's world. And you got to be quick, because an opportunity is not a patent. An opportunity is an equalizer. Everybody has an opportunity. You need to grab that opportunity and take forward. We have huge examples lying in front of us. Every single one of us get an opportunity, and we should not squander it off. I was sitting in my office and I got a call that there is a small program to be done in Kannur. No sponsors, no venue, but you have to do it. That was an opportunity for me. A lot of people told me you can't do it without sponsors. It's difficult to get sponsors for the show. How will you manage? How will you manage? But trust me, wake up to your opportunity clock and not your alarm clock is what was there in my mind. This musical concert, 15 days, I ran around, located the sponsors, got the money, got the show, and that was a huge success. That show was a huge success. It's called Ashikana. It's there on my YouTube and my Insta. It was a huge success. Now that opened the doors for a huge opportunity in Bombay, in Mumbai, where I do a lot of shows now. That program catapulted me to another level. If I had just sat here and thinking that no sponsors, no money, who will take the risk? No, then I would be still running in circles and not getting things done. So whenever you get an opportunity, go and grab it. MCA, for example. Now, when you study MCA, you are all about computers. You know almost everything about coding, about developing a software, about developing an app. Byju's app, a classic example in today's world. He just catapulted himself to another league, to another level. He found an opportunity in the training area. A lot of people did not, but he did find it and he made it big. There are so many examples that are lying right in front of us. And always make it a point, make it a habit to talk to winners. The conversation is completely different. When you talk to winners, the conversation is different. They motivate you. They make sure that if you have any doubts, they help you. They come and stand by your side, and they take you to another level. They take you to another level altogether. They somehow showcase your own talent to yourself. I must tell you, in Chinmaya Vidyalaya, when I was studying, I was in the school band. Teresa Jacob was my teacher. She was my math teacher. Well, uh, 2 plus 2 is 4. That's it. Anything else, I need a calculator. So she was my math teacher, and she would always tell me, she would never rebuke me in public or in my class. She would call me to a staff room and tell me, Parag, learn a little more on math, buck it up. But you are very talented in your stage shows, go after it. You're very good in your school band, go after it. She used to propel me, she used to motivate me, and I have a great regard for Teresa and Jacob. She gave me the opportunity to be in the school band. I was inclined to it. She gave me the opportunity, and I grabbed it. I did not say that I'm going for my tuition classes or I'll be going back home and saying, no, I said, I want to do it. I grabbed that opportunity and I went forward. MBA students are also there. MBA students about business. What is business? What is exactly business? I must tell you, when I ask this, a lot of people say business is the art of buying and selling, business is this. But I must tell you very clearly, business is money. Full stop. Class over. Business is money. The ways and means to make that money may be distinct and varied, but the goal sought for is common to all. You may have a marketing section, you may have a product section, so many things involved in that. But business is money. And always strive to see the opportunity in today's world. I'm surprised by the opportunities available today in the world of COVID. When COVID came in, all of us, I'm into furniture business, and people started telling us that who's going to buy furniture? What's going to happen to the world? Everything is practically shut, no business. There's no opportunity anywhere. What do? The traditional school of thought is no longer in existence. But huge opportunity in the world of social media opened up. Massive opportunity in the world of social media. And those who missed it, they missed it. But still, that opportunity is very much available. A lot of people show their resistance. They show resistance to accept the change. Never squander off an opportunity. Social media is there. All the furniture people got together, started making their websites which were there, a far superior website. Online trading started, which was already there. But for those small time shops or the small time business people, this was an opportunity. Huge opportunity, and we all started doing this. I'm into events. My company is called Eventa Broadcasting Corporation, and I'm mostly involved on live stage shows. Live stage shows. In Bombay, Shanmuganand Hall, huge shows with huge celebrities. Suddenly COVID struck. Stand still. Your future is bleak. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But there came the social media opportunity. Zoom started in. Most of my shows happen today on Zoom or online on Google Meet. Yes, performances do. Live performances happen. The audience initially was little hesitant to accept the fact to sit in front of a mobile phone, an iPad, or a computer. But that was like TV. And here you could actually interact. So there's a huge opportunity, and that opportunity has been capitalized, explored, and people have started making huge money out of it. So an opportunity is always there. How you go after the opportunity makes the difference. Startups. Today, suddenly, every single one is talking about startups. Well, yes, it is an opportunity. Studying in deep how a startup works, how that opportunity in different fields is available to make use of it. I was talking to a young boy who started or who devised an application for cutting your hair. saloon. I think it's called Make Barber or Mark Barber or something like that. In COVID, when people were reluctant, hesitant to go and actually visit a barber shop or a saloon, here came up an app by a youngster in Kannur. And he started circulating the app where you could actually fix an appointment with a barber or a saloon and space out your times, and it was working so well. It got covered in the media. When most of the other people were crying foul and they were saying that I got long hair, the men don't know what to do. The ladies were crying foul that we can't do our makeup. Here was a thought process, an opportunity in crisis. He came up with a brilliant idea and it followed suit. In Kannur, home delivery was just a handful of restaurants or hotels. Giving your parcel service was not there. In Kannur, very rare. You have to go and pick it up. But today, in Kannur, every single hotel, bakery is giving you home service, home delivery. An opportunity was there. They cashed it on. And people followed suit. The Kirana store next to my house, who would never budge, suddenly updated himself, upgraded himself, and he's doing growing business. These are all opportunities in crisis. When the lockdown was there, all of us were thinking, now what's the future? We're all locked down. Will we ever make money again? Those who are making money are still making money. Those who have ideas are just putting in the ideas. Those who find an opportunity are still busy cashing on the opportunity. Those who are not are crying foul. So it is purely on us, how we make a mental strength and how we go ahead and cash it on. And that is an opportunity. I was shown and I was given a complaint, I was given a lot of questions to be from a lot of people. If you have any questions, you can ask, or I'll take those questions, which Bimal had sent me those questions. And there was something else, I wanted to tell you, there's something called a rich dad and a poor dad concept. If you read that book, it's there, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. The thought process of a rich dad and a poor dad, it's got nothing to do with money. It's not about discriminating you about the money. It's just your thought process. A rich dad and a poor dad. And quite frankly, a lot of people talk that way. When people go for a job, when they're looking for a job, what are they told? Study well, get good marks, get great marks so your mark sheet looks good. And then take that and apply to the best business in the world. That's what they are taught. But today, the rich dad says, study reasonably well, make a good biodata, resume, profile, and buy the best company in the world. You don't have to be a job seeker. You be an entrepreneur yourself. So there's a huge shift. There's a paradigm shift in our thinking. An opportunity is available today, cash it on. There are a lot of questions that have just come our way. Vimal, do you have any questions, or I'll just take the questions that you have actually sent it to me yesterday by the students? Can we take one or two questions which have just come our way?
Okay, they may ask questions, or you can see the chat box. Somebody will ask some questions.
Yeah, because yesterday some questions had come.
Yesterday I have forwarded some questions, so you can discuss that also.
Okay. Bimala just said a couple of questions here. Well, that is a question which says that how do you manage to remove fear? Somebody has sent that question. How do you manage to remove fear? Well, now I don't know which student or what question is that. How do you remove fear? I presume it's a stage fear, because you need to break the shell of presenting yourself in front of 100 people or 1,000 people without the fear. Sometimes it happens that we are told that speak only when spoken to. And we are scared. We are not sure that in front of 100 people, how do I present myself? How do I talk? If I ask a question, will it be taken well? Will it be the right question? So this is what happens in our interviews. This is what happens in a class. This is what happens in a society, in a community, in a business prospect. How do you overcome fear? You need to start believing in your abilities. Bring in a lot of confidence in the strength that you have. Strengthen your strength and weaken your weaknesses. Once you're aware of yourself, once you're aware that you have what it takes to be, you will automatically develop that confidence. You will automatically develop the courage to face and talk to people and look around and focus on yourself and make sure that you almost present yourself in the way you really want to present yourself, and you will be far superior and speak your mind, and the urge to be heard will be definitely coming out of you. I being an anchor, this is my job. I keep talking, I keep running my mouth. This doesn't come easy for the initial time. But once you start understanding your body language, once you start understanding your strength, your attitude, your approach to a situation, it comes very, very easy. It comes very, very easy to you. Bimal, there's another question that you have asked. Is there a question coming up in a pop-up there?
No, sir. Chat box, there is no questions.
Okay. And one more question they had sent yesterday is that what are the important skills of an entrepreneur? Well, what are the important skills to be an entrepreneur? Well, today it's a different school of thought. It's a completely different school of thought. Spend a lot of time reading. Reading not only the traditional old school of books, but probably social media. Engage yourself a lot in the social media. Understand what's happening around, the business opportunities, what is happening around the world, and how you can cash it on. Read and update your knowledge on that. That is one way. Write blogs, get involved in the community. Entrepreneurial skills, being patient, being smart, being able to get investors, that's all there. But today, since the world is changing, these are the things that you will find, and this is the way you will have to actually take yourself forward. And that includes taking out some time for your health, your exercise, meditation. All this I kind of figured out when I was running into a heavy schedule of managing my furniture business and my eventer, both completely different fields and completely different choice of work. Any questions coming from your side, Bimal? I want to ask somebody who's doing this MCA, what exactly do you mean by a cloud architect or a hardware engineer, or how do you process that kind of a technology? MCA?
Sir, you randomly pick somebody, then they will.
I'm sorry?
You randomly pick somebody from the audience, so from MCA, so they will
I'm
answer.
not able to see the names of the students. I can just still see Pooja, the girl who introduced me. I can just see her name. Maybe, I haven't. Pooja, the one who introduced me. Would you like to just interact? Murlidharan, who just joined in. Murlidharan, you just joined in.
Murali sir is a principal of Chintak sir. Hello?
Yeah, please tell me. I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Pooja Prasanna, you just interact.
I'm sorry.
Sir,
There's somebody called Amrita P out there. Amrita P.
Solar faculty members, sir. Amrita P is HOD of MCA.
Okay. I'm unable to see the names of the students there.
I think students can write down the question. So those who wanted to write the question, we can utilize the chat box.
Ma'am, it was not clear what you told.
Please write down your question in chat box. I think
There is a
There is a question. Somebody said that how did I modify my business during COVID times? I don't know who asked the question. It just came blink and missed. Well, see, COVID was actually an eye opener, quite frankly, for most of us. I am sure that none of us have seen something like COVID or a lockdown. Even my father's generation, no one has seen something like this. Now, how do we modify a business? Definitely, that's a very good question. Two businesses I said I have. One is furniture and one is events. Furniture, I have a showroom in Camno, Incor Furniture. People, the traditional business, people come to your showroom, they see your product, they like it, they buy it, or they ask us to make it for them. How do we modify that? Well, with the COVID protocols in, suddenly people are not willing to come to the showroom. And even if they are willing to come to the showroom, we are a bit hesitant. Though we have every security in place, the mask, the sanitizers, the hand wash, all the protocols are there, yet we are a bit hesitant because even our staff. So the best thing is we came out with something like e-catalog, virtual websites where all the customers could come, see our website and see the product and start placing orders. We were always insisting on cash or check. Suddenly that disappeared. We now started the Google Pay, the digital platform took over, which was already there, but not for every single one of us. A lot of elderly people, a lot of senior citizens were not used to that kind of a knowledge or that kind of a way of functioning of transferring funds. But suddenly you find almost every single individual started coming online for purchases, for transferring money, and we found that we started catering to a huge, larger audience which is available there. Not the traditional method of just email and WhatsApp, but we found that by coming on to social media, we suddenly started catering to a huge, big world out there, and to a very great extent, to a very large extent, this has become a success for us, and I'm sure to most of the people who are online. We modified the furniture business, and I told earlier, the event business, which was purely live stage show, there is no way you could have a Zoom event, suddenly has migrated to this kind of a platform, social media platform, and that is also doing great guns. We have started having live performances on Zoom or Google Meet or probably any other platform that the client wishes. We have live performances in a studio, recording, dubbing, everything today is on a virtual platform, and it has actually eased a lot of way of functioning. And we discovered an opportunity that this is a little more better means of continuing this process if this starts generating a lot of revenue, which it has. The sponsors suddenly found this medium to be more conducive because here you have a huge audience. And this is how we have modified, shifted, altered, changed a way of functioning, and to a very large extent, we are very happy with the way social media is taking over. But of course, it simply cannot replace the touch and feel, the interaction between a live human being sitting next to you, having a cup of coffee, and just talking. Well, that is an experience by itself. But this also is almost good enough to be in the business today. That's how we have altered actually. Yeah.
Uh, sir,
There was a pop-up
sir,
that
there
just.
is one more question. Sir, I'll read for you.
Please do.
Sir, as you have quoted Byju's app and all, I just came across a post a day before telling about Arindam Chowdhury's IMPM and Byju's course and all promising sun and moon to everyone. Unlike China or Singapore, in our country and USA, average students are promised to become extraordinary people. So, are we going the right thing, doing the right thing instead of telling average people that they are average and think at their level instead of promising unachievable things? What is your opinion, sir?
Well, quite frankly, a very good question. Now, it was not very clear, but what I understand, just tell me whether I understood correctly. You are saying that Baiju's apps and such apps are promising you the moon and the stars and giving you a lot of make-believe world, and which is not true, and they're just promising a lot of things. Is that correct? And the average student is getting deceived. Is that correct? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Can I get a confirmation?
Uh, Biju, you can directly interact with sir.
Yeah, Biju, can you please talk?
So I don't know whether I am in a reachable area or not. So that's why. What you understood is same. I am asking about that
Okay.
same only.
Right. So, Biju, let me be very honest with you. Exceptions are not the law. Everybody is not here to con you. Everybody is not here to promise the stars and the moon and the sky. Everybody is not here to fool others. There is an application available. Whether you take it or not is left to you. If you take it, how well you can utilize it and how beautifully you can manage is left to you. If given on a platter, also, if you don't have, when I say you, please Biju, it is not you, it is the word. It is just a verb, it's just a usage of language. Please don't misunderstand that I'm telling you, it's not you at all. I'm telling the general scenario. It purely depends on how you utilize an opportunity presented to you. There is an app available. If that app is going to help you in any way, in any little way, utilize it. If it is not, shun it. Number one. Number two, why does somebody have to believe that they are average? I don't believe in that theory. I told you there is simply no space for average and mediocre. You want to be the best, you have to be the best. You have to be the best. There is no excuses for that. Nobody, I told earlier, nobody wants to copy you, slander you, talk about you, unless and until your work is stamped with the seal of a genius. Why are we talking today of Byju's app and not any other app? There are so many other apps today. Because Byju's is the best, because it is available, we're talking about it. Why is somebody talking about only an iPad? There are so many other, I think, tablets available, but we can easily recall iPad because that's the best. Maybe their marketing, maybe their strategy. So never be average. No, whatever you do, don't make it mediocre. You think Sachin Tendulkar is the only cricketer in the world in his time who was the best? I don't think so. There were so many other youngsters who were far better, but they did not get the opportunity. He made the best use of the opportunity. He made the best use of the opportunity, and he is today Sachin Tendulkar, the Sachin Tendulkar. So it is not being average. If you Google, I remember Kapil Dev, when Kapil Dev was in the selection committee. If I remember correctly, I read it somewhere that he said that he was in the selecting committee of the cricket team. Every single day or every meeting later, there would be a lot of people standing outside the selection committee and asking, sir, can you please take me the cricket team? Why? So last game I took 5 wickets. Last game I took 2 catches. Last game I scored a 50 and then 100. Kapil Dev is telling, will Sachin Tendulkar ever have to do this? No, it's his performance. It's the average people who will come and line up and say, sir, please just take care of me. Just see. If Sachin Tendulkar is saying that I cannot play on a Sunday, okay, the match is on Monday. Fine, nothing about, because you have to be that damn good. In any business, you have to be the best. Whether you're a singer, writer, poet, whatever, you're an app designer, be the best. Strive to be the best. Let people, I am flattered when people copy me. I'm flattered when people talk about it, because that's why it is there. Why? If you were to recall the number of mobile phones, you can hardly, I can remember 4 or 5, because they are in the market, they are being used, and they are the people. So never get carried away by a marketing trick. If some app is promising you the sun and the moon, you have to have the smartness, you have to have the intelligence to understand what the promises are, how good it is or not, and then accordingly take it or leave it. But I believe everything, somewhere there will be that one little spot. Now I tell you, Instagram, I was never earlier on Instagram, but today I'm on Instagram, and I'm like shocked at the possibilities available there. I used to think the same thing, that my friends tell me Instagram will do this, Instagram will do that, but when I got onto it, it's doing great guns. So always have your understanding, your intelligence, and your willingness to go ahead and find and go ahead. That's what I have to say. Any other questions similarly? Can someone, because I'm unable to read it, it just comes and goes in a flash.
Sir,
Can
I'll
someone
read it
read
out.
that?
Yes. What additional know-how or knowledge do you think is required for the students who will be passing out now? Sir, is
Oh,
it
that's a
clear?
long. Yes, that's clear. That's clear. Now that question reminds me of my Professor Kumar sir in Bangalore. I was studying my fashion designing in Bangalore. Now Kumar sir, now I am not trying to endorse anyone when I talk about it, even the app or anything. I got nothing to do with that. Kumar sir came to my class in Bangalore when he was teaching the first day. First day, Kumar sir came to the class. Generally, when a teacher comes in, what do? They just say, I am so-and-so teacher, what is your name? Let's have an ice-breaking session. Kumar sir came in, and the first thing he did was, he asked a question. Do you all have your textbook in your hand? We said, yes, sir. Pick it up. We said, yes, sir. We picked it up, and he said, just keep it aside, because what I'm going to tell you has got nothing to do with that textbook. It is the worldly knowledge. It is the worldly knowledge, the ability to think out of the box. Out of the box thinking is what is the additional know-how that you will require. As I said earlier, talk to winners, talk to achievers, talk to successful people. The conversation is completely different. Completely different. If you talk to people who are failures, if you talk to people who are pessimistic, if you talk to people who don't have what it takes to be, they will actually discourage you. They will not motivate you. They will laugh at your dreams. They will make fun of you. So don't let that happen. Let anybody in the world tell you that that dream is not achievable or that opportunity is a waste of time. Just smile and walk off. Don't wrestle with him. Don't get into an argument with him or her or that person, your teacher, your family, your brother, whoever. No, it's all right. It's all right. The additional know-how is how to deal with people. This is not taught in the traditional school. How to keep your attitude, how to talk to people. The additional know-how is how to deal. My father always tells me one thing: learn how to run with the hare and hunt with the hound. Learn to run with the hare and hunt with the hound. That's an additional know-how that you need to know. The way of getting into the big world. What is the biggest problem that you have today in the world? In your life, what is the biggest problem that you have today? You are not able to connect. You're not able to get your homeworks done. Too much of pressure about studying. MCA, so many MCAs. How will I make it big in the world? These are the problems. MBA, I did not get 93 marks. I didn't get 95 marks. That guy is better than me. This guy is better than me. What is your problem right now? My girlfriend is not talking to me. My boyfriend is not picking my phone. I don't have money to recharge my mobile phone. What are the problems that you're facing? Your father is not giving you extra money. Your mother is not listening to you. There is a pressure for you to get married. What are the other problems? Do you have a problem where the GST is not paid and your company is shut down? Do you have any other problem where you are the helm of affairs of a huge organization, and because of you, there are hundreds and thousands of people employed, and if you're not smart enough, if you don't do your job well, your company will shut down and all the other people will be unemployed? Do you have that problem? You don't have that problem. You are today in the most beautiful area of your life. You're all, I'm told 18, 19, 21, 25, 24, 23, that's your age. Enjoy this, but learn. Learn, learn, learn while you earn. Learn while you earn. I'll tell you one more thing. That's a beautiful question, actually. I'll tell you one more thing. I run my business here in Kannur. It's in called Furniture for Furniture. When I gave an advertisement in the newspaper, when I was dealing with Godrej Furniture, the Godrej people came and asked us to give an advertisement in the paper because we wanted staff for our office. We wanted staff for the different departments. We gave an advertisement in a leading newspaper, Mathrubhumi in Kannur. The vacancy that I had in my office, or the company that was required, the vacancy that we wanted was only 18 people, 1-8. 18 people is what I wanted. The front office boy, the fitters, the carpenters, the marketing people. This is all that I wanted. Only 18 opportunities available. Do you know how many people applied for the job? 385 or 386. Below 400 for sure. Around that many people applied for the job. 18 people required. 385 or 86 applied. Okay, we were very happy that we got so many people. My showroom is a huge showroom, so it's okay. We were expecting about 65 people because 18 people required. I want only 65. We could accommodate. But that day, 385 or some kind of people turned up in my place. I didn't have place to sit. I didn't have accommodation in my huge showroom for them to sit down. But we were very happy that so many people came in. But do you know, my friend, that once that interview was over, it took 3 days because so many people, we couldn't do it in one day. After 3 days or 4 days, when we analyzed, when we actually got the sheet of people who were actually selected, 18 people required, 385 turned up. You know how many people we selected actually? 7. 7 people suited the job. You know why? Because the basics was not correct, the basics was not right, the basics was missing. Every person who came, they came with a huge, beautiful biodata, resume profile. Good marks, but they could not even shake hands properly. They did not have the general knowledge about the product, about our firm, about what the job profile is. The only question they would ask, what is the salary? No experience whatsoever. No presentation. Even the finishing school matters were missing. They could not even come to an interview well dressed. They were not well dressed. The basic public relation skills were missing. So this is what you need to know additionally apart from your basic schooling. Just a degree or just a certificate in school is not going to help you anywhere. It is very important. Now, don't go and tell anybody that Parag Makhecha came and said, don't study. No, 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 you please study. You have to study well. But that is not alone enough. The basics were missing. Finishing school, the people who came for interview, their shirts were not tucked in. They were having a chewing gum, a bubble gum, and they were just chewing. Shoes unkept, untidy hairstyle. You're coming for an interview, so you got to know the basics. Similarly, when you enter for a job or your own business, there are so many know-hows that you need to know. And the most important thing, I recommend, all of you who are watching me, I strongly recommend, I strongly suggest, finishing school is more important than any other knowledge. There are classic examples of dropouts. There are classic examples of people who have only gone 4th standard, 5th standard, 8th standard, but are excelling in the world today. Brilliant. But that does not mean that all of us shut our books and start looking at them. No. They worked hard. Little bit of luck also is important. Napoleon Bonaparte used to always say, I not only want my soldiers to be great, I want them to be lucky too. If you have a lot of skills and if you don't have the luck, so a lot of things are there. So the know-how additional is to know the periphery also. Finishing school, keep this word there. Finishing school is very, very, very important for all of us. Next one, please. I can see some blink coming in, but it just comes and goes.
Yes, sir. There is one more question.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a part of unmotivated team? What did you do to stay motivated and make work interesting?
Oh my God. Please don't ask me that question because then it'll go, yes. You know, unmotivated team. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Many times. Many times. Many times I've been a part of an unmotivated team. But always understand, motivation is like having a bath. You have to do it every single day. You can't attend one class or read a newspaper or read a quote and say, all right, I'm motivated. No, no, no. Motivation is something which is very personal. I am extremely motivated. I am extremely motivated to perform live on a stage show right now. Right now, if somebody calls me and tells me there's a huge show happening live, I will run there. Why? Because that's my passion. I love being on stage. I just love being on stage. All right? So I will go. I'm motivated. But if somebody tells me right now that please come here, math subject, we need to discuss the algebra, I will have 101 excuses. It depends on the individual. What is your passion? Motivation is directly proportional and related to your interest and your passion in life. That is why we always say, don't just go and work for salary. That's too low thinking. Don't just go and join a company because your package. Today, everybody wants to talk about a package. No. I strongly suggest to every one of you, don't go and join a company or don't just go and work because you're getting a beautiful package. I am an employer. I know what I'm going to get out of the employee. If I'm paying the employee a good package, I know what I'm going to get out of it. It's not worth it. Go after a job, go after a thing that is interesting for you, where you have a lot of growth. You will grow mentally. You know, you must learn while you earn. Don't reject a job because the pay was not good. No. I was invited to a particular college, so I just told them that if the teachers who are coming to teach you, if they come to teach you only because of the salary, I suggest they leave the job and leave. Because the new generation is at stake. If salary is the only reason you come to teach, please stop it, because that is not what we want. We want concerned teachers. We want people who will take you to the next level. So I strongly recommend, do not take a job simply because you're getting good package. I was a part of many teams which were unmotivated, and it took a Herculean task out of me to find out what interest the other fellow team members have, what interest they have, and give them their job. No, I'll tell you one thing. Today morning, my driver came and told me today morning, said, "Sir, I need to tell you something." I said, "Yeah, tell me fast. I have a session. What is it?" He said, "I love driving. I love driving my car. I love driving. That is only reason I am joining in your company as a driver. You tell me to drive and go anywhere, anytime, I will do it. I love driving. But the manager is giving me all the jobs in the company except driving. I'm not very happy." I said, "I can increase your pay." He said, "No, sir, the pay is good. I'm happy with the pay that you're paying me. Money is not the issue. But, sir, I want to drive a car. I want to drive a car every day. But I'm being told to go here. I'm being told to do this, which I'm not interested." So you need to locate your team. Your team, there will be so many people. Now, if I'm a team, I'm in your team. If I'm in your team, and if you ask me to sit down and write accounts, I will be the most misfit person in your team. But if you ask me to be a public speaker, if you ask me to give a talk, I will be the best man for the job. So similarly, understand the psychology of your team. Understand what is the passion and what is the interest that they have. Give them those jobs, and that team will be amazingly, amazingly great. You will have the best team if you give the right job to the right person. I've experienced that. So I told my driver, "Don't worry, from this moment, you will only drive. You will not do any other job." I called the manager and said, "This nice driver, he's doing everything. Let him drive first. Let him do all the driving jobs that we have in our office." And he's a happy soul. Money never came into the question. And he's smiling and he's happy today. So similarly, in your team, understand, if you are in a team and the captain of the team gives you a job which you don't like and you're demotivated, you please tell the captain that, "I don't like what I'm doing. Please give me a better job." Or if you happen to be the captain of your team, understand what your team is all about. Give them the right job, and I promise you, I tell you, you will have the best team in the world. Trust me, I've done it before. I saw another question that just popped and blinked off. Maybe my settings.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, Sam.
Sir, you have interviewed a number of persons. Among
Yes.
them, which person inspired you the most?
I will tell you on your face right now, the only people that I select is if they have an amazing attitude to do the job. I will not select a single person in my company based on their biodata, resume, profile. I will not even look at it. If they have 95% marks, I am not even interested to look at it. Attitude to do anything under the sun. Anything under the sun. That is not your department, but still you are willing to do it for the other person. You will be the pick of the day. Those who do a job they are not paid for will very soon be paid for the job they don't do. It is your attitude. I have selected my office, my accountant is here for more than 35 years. Or I think 40 years now. 40 years she's working with us. 35 to 40 years that accountant is working. She has a great attitude. Absolute great attitude. Most of my staff are in my office with so many years of service. Why? We retain them because their attitude is good. They are willing to go the extra mile. Now let's give examples. I'll give an example so you can probably understand a little better. The time is 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is the time when my showroom in Kannur opens. Most of the staff are, in fact, during the interview, we tell every one of them that you have to reach the showroom by 8:45. So by the time you're ready, it's 9 o'clock done. Okay? And the time to leave my showroom is 8 o'clock in the night. 9 o'clock in the morning, hardly somebody would come. 9:05, 9:10, 9:15. Why are you late? I'm late, sir. Why are you late? Bus. Why are you late? Somebody died in front of my house. Why are you late? Hospital. Why are you late? Wife not well. But in the evening, 8 o'clock they have to go. 7:45 they are ready to go. Why? That's not the time. So we had a collective meeting. We had a briefing. We motivated them. We brought them to the larger goal. We realized that those people were only given the job they're supposed to do. They were not involved in the larger goal. So the moment you involve people in the larger goal, in the decision-making process, they are now bang on. Now I have to tell them, don't come at 8:30 and stand in the shop. Your time is 8:45. Don't come at 8:30 because the watchman has to open the gate for the people. No, you come at 8:40. Most of the people have now started coming in at 8:45 or 8:50 at the most. Exception, yes. Sometimes 9 o'clock, 9:05. Now what happens is, when I have to take a decision to raise their money, to give some additional perk, all this will come into picture. So my immediate team and I, we will discuss. This man, we cannot give him a raise because he has a very bad attitude. How many times we told him to come at 8:45, he comes at 8:50, he comes at 9 o'clock. No, he's not considered. He's doing a good job. He's doing his job well, but his attitude, no. If the manager tells him something extra, so that's not my job. We will not take him. We will not consider him for any other. But there are other people who come at 8:40. There are other people, when we close at 8 o'clock, they go at 8:05, 8:10, 8:15. They are considered for perks. They are considered for a raise. They are considered for key important positions in an organization because they have an attitude, a good attitude, and they upgrade their skills, they upgrade their knowledge. They come and tell, they are in good terms with the management and tell us, sir, the competitor is doing this, why don't we also do it? They take a lot of initiative. They take a lot of initiative on their own. No one tells them. So, you know,
Excuse me, sir.
all these things matter.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I think you didn't get the correct question that you have asked.
Yeah. What is it? Please tell me.
Okay. You have interviewed a number of persons.
Okay.
And among them, which person inspired you the most? It was a question.
Oh, amongst them who inspired me. I thought,
Yes,
what
yes.
quality you're looking for? Okay, I have interviewed so many. What can you repeat?
Yeah,
What inspired me?
you have interviewed a number of persons. Among
Yes.
them, which person inspired you the most?
I'll tell you one person straight away. I interviewed so many other people, but there was one man, one young fellow. He inspired me a lot. I asked him, why are you taking up this job? He said, I have to look after my family. I said, you applied for an office boy post, a small office boy post. Your salary will be very limited. He said, no problem, sir. This boy would walk and come from a far distance to save the bus money also. Bus money he would try to save. He would walk and come to my office, and he is an office boy. So he will do the entire dusting, cleaning every day, go home for lunch to save that money by not having food in the canteen nearby or a hotel nearby. Go home, come back. He wouldn't take a leave. And when he gets the salary, straight away he puts the money for his father, who's not well, to his mother and his sister. I never knew this. So one day, when we had a very important session, I called him. I said, "Where are you? Come fast." He said, "Sir, I'm just coming. I'm on the way. I'm on the way." He came running, attended the session, and after that, he immediately left back. I said, "Why? Why are you running around?" He says that my father is in the hospital and I have to take care of you also because you are my employer. And sir, it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am going to attend to my father. I will come back before 8 o'clock to close the shutters of your shop. I was so touched and inspired by that little story that he is taking care of his family, he's taking care of the employer also. And just to close shop, there are so many other people here who can close the shop that day. He did not come. But he came for his duty. Believe me, he got an immediate raise. The next month onwards, his salary was increased and he was given a better position. He was given perks so that he could have lunch at a nearby restaurant. And he was given some money so that he could come in the bus. He really inspired, and slowly he developed himself, and now he left us on a very good note and has gone to Gulf. And in fact, I recommended him to go to Gulf because he needs to make more money than what he could have made here. So he was a great inspiration for me, actually. He was my great inspiration.
So there is no questions in the chat box.
Okay. So thank you so much, Bimal. You there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Bimal.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, Pooja, you can continue with the.
Well,
Hello?
if there are no questions, we can call it a day, or you want to hear some more stuff like that, I can always talk. If you have any questions, it'll be great to talk to a specific topic. Otherwise, it's all right. Thank you so much.
Okay, we will invite, let's see, our principal is online, so let me check 1 minute. Hello, Murali sir. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, please tell me.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. So, our principal, yeah, it's audible, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I invite our principal, Dr. Muralidharan, for few words.
Hello, Parag ji. I'm very sorry for joining in the early time. I'm very, very sorry. Because of certain, I was late from the college itself, and then because of certain technical problem, I found it very difficult to join your meeting. Anyhow, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much.
Your talk is actually it is inspiring, and many of them, many of the things.
Sir?
Yeah.
Principal sir, you are not audible. I think he's having some connection problem. Sir?
Is it audible now?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
now
it is.
Yeah. Actually, it is the real factor that we require now, because everyone is imagining what will be the result of once I join in a company or in an organization.
Correct.
But once you're talking on the real aspect and on the reality, what you actually feel or to be there, then it will give an insight to our students also. What are all the things to be required once he is joining in an institution? Then what are all the requirements of an employer, and how the employer is viewing
an employee or an interviewee. So these are all some of the important aspects that is generally ignored by many of them. We are giving certain directions, say these are all the things to be required, these are all the activity what is to be important, these are all the subject matter to be important. But once you are saying that this is the point of view of an employer, and if you are ready to tune your attitude as according to the desire of an employer, that is the great contribution, it's the great weightage as far as the selection process is concerned.
Yes.
What is the intention of an employer? Even though you are specialized in one area, but how the employer is thinking about the employee, or what about this particular person? That is more important.
Yes.
And even the employer is ready to compromise with many of his limitations. Suppose his attitude is very positive. So bring it up, the positive attitude of the students or this kinds of the persons who are intending for placement. And really a good worthy thing is simply by pointing out everything on the basis of theory, that is not sufficient. Theoretical conclusions, theoretical interpretation, that is done by many of our lecturers, or that we found it, that is done by them. But once you are thinking about what are all the practical attitude of an employer and what are the practical requirements on the point of view of practicability, or as a real original employer, how they are viewing each and every person for selecting them as an employee. So that is the most important contribution what you made in this particular in this session. Thank you, sir. This is the first time that I am joining in your program. I'm sorry for delay. Some technical issues are there, but anyhow, on behalf of the entire faculty and students, I'm really congratulating you for giving a wonderful session, which is very worthy to my students. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I need to thank Bimal as well once again for having invited me. Thank you. And Pooja, thank you once again for moderating and introducing me so well to the audience. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Now we have Anushka of MCA to deliver a vote of thanks.
Hari Om. Am I audible?
Yes, Anushka.
Yes.
Good evening to all. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Parag Makhecha, Eventa Broadcasting Corporation, Principal Dr. K.K. Muralidharan Sir, Head of MCA Department, Ms. Amrita P., Head of MBA Department, Dr. Harikrishnan S.M., teachers, and all my dear friends. I, on behalf of Chinmaya Institute of Technology, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Mr. Parag Makhecha sir for spending his invaluable time with us to grace this occasion and also enlightening us with his commendable talk on the topic Opportunities Unlimited. So here in this world, opportunity is a very relevant word since we have n number of opportunities and we must find the right one and just grab it. Success will come over. And thank you, sir, for your inspiring talk. And I would like to thank MCA department for giving us opportunity to attend this webinar. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. K.K. Muralidharan sir, and both department HODs and all my dear friends for joining this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.